Hey, I am so excited for today because I have Helen here, and I'm so excited for the women out there who have kids, who have been divorced, who feel like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to date, dating's impossible, can't find love. Okay, this episode is for you because Helen is so inspiring. Her story, how she made it to the other side of her happily ever freaking after. Ladies, get ready. Helen, say hi.
Hello.
Helen, tell us a little bit about you and like your backstory of your love life.
I've had quite a long journey, to be honest, because I was together with my ex for 10 years. We were married for five, had two children, and then divorced soon after my second was born. So I had a lot of time alone with a newborn, which was super hard. Wasn't thinking about myself. When we eventually separated physically, we had to think about where I was going to go. So I ended my journey in Tenerife, thinking new life for me and the kids. Let's start somewhere fresh. Really excited about meeting some Spanish guys and, starting up a new relationship. And then after a few years living here, working full time, I realized this wasn't really working for me because the kind of men that I was dating were not the right ones. I was throwing myself out there to almost anybody without really asking any questions, going ahead and dating, then just not enjoying it and then thinking, okay, this is not working, and then blaming everything around me. So it's not working because I have kids. It's not working because I work full time. It's not working, for all these reasons. Everyone else that I spoke to is agreeing with me. Yeah, it's hard when you have kids, and it's hard when you work full time, and you're a single mom, and of course it's not going to work, and I'm believing what everyone's saying.
Thank God, God put you and put me in, and we put each other, God in each other's path. Because when you told me that, those excuses, I was like, oh no, hell no. I was like, wait. So, what was your reaction when? What did I say to you that made you be like, wait, what?
I think the very first thing that really impacted me that you said was when we met for lunch, and you said to me, when you married your ex-husband, were there ever any red flags before you got married? And I was like, yeah, like a sea of red flags. There were so many. And I just, that's fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah. And I'm like, and when you guys broke, ended your relationship, was any of it due to the red flags you saw in the beginning? You're like, oh,
Of course it was. Yeah.
and I feel like this is a huge part of, what is happening when all of us, the ladies, right, are out there complaining, saying, oh my God, dating sucks. There's no good man out there. They're like, I know, like everybody's agree with you. I feel like I kind of have to always stop and be like, wait a second, what could you have done in your position? If I can turn back time. I'm like, that's a Cher song for anyone who didn't know that. I feel like it's so important to think back and like, oh shit, the red flags were there. So Helen, at least you
Yeah.
were open to me saying that to you because you could have been like, fuck off. You did.
No, you hit the nail on the head. It was absolutely right. But I think I disagreed with you shortly afterwards because then you said, but you can get any man you want. And I was like, yeah, right. Okay, that's not going to happen. And everything you said after that about finding time if you really want to do it, and you've got to put the effort in. And I've all the time was just thinking, nah, it's not going to happen because I'm busy and I'm tired. And again, excuses, excuses. I was talking myself out of it, I think.
Yeah,
And it's
and
not that I
a
didn't believe
hundred
you.
percent.
It's that I didn't want to. I was like, I just haven't got the energy. I'm just so tired of all this.
It's so true. I honestly felt like I remember even talking to you one time and I was like, oh no, 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 like there's no way I'm gonna get through. Because sometimes, you have all these limiting beliefs and sometimes if you're open for growth, it's like, yes, but you have to once so many years, right? Your story that you have in your head is repeating all the
Yeah.
time. It's very hard for anyone to really break that. And as much as I cared for you, Helen, I was like, oh shit, I'm tapping out. Like I can't get through. And I'm like, and I can't, like, as much as I care about you and care about, your happiness, at the end of the day, I was like, I'm basically, what is it, barking up the wrong tree? I was like, there's no point
Yeah.
of, but then you decided to join my coaching program. I was like, hell yes. Well, when I offered that, I was like, would you be interested in this? I honestly didn't think that you would do it. But you did. No, like the way that you dove in, did the inner work. Like, how was your take when you were diving into those worksheets and the video modules? Like, what was your feeling as you were doing that?
I had, first of all, I had to make the time because I am super busy and my job is quite demanding and the kids are demanding. So I did have to make the time. But when I found the time, because I had a week and I thought, right, there's no excuses. I'm going to use this week. I'm going to go full in, do it all. And I started it feeling quite open, and I thought, yeah, I can do this, I can be honest. But some of the questions in there were much more about you diving into yourself, and I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting more of you telling me what to do. So it was quite weird to go like into my childhood. I'm like, wait, what's this got to do with anything? But the more I started writing and thinking, and I was like, actually, wow, yeah, there was a lot of things that impacted me as a child that I need to understand to move on. And I hadn't really made those links, and the relationships with your family and all those things. There are so many issues that make a difference when you meet somebody. And I think you have to fully understand yourself before you can even think about getting with someone else. And I hadn't really thought of it that way. I'd always thought that, poor me, I'm not meeting people. I never thought that I needed to work on myself, not in an arrogant way. I just thought it's not something I ever thought of doing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I absolutely, and that's the thing that I feel that you just nailed it right now, because people feel like, I want to find love. Just like match make me.
Just give it
And
to me.
yeah, but like, even if you meet your person, if you haven't done that inner work, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be self-fulfilled. And to be self-fulfilled, you really have to look back at your childhood, look back at those, relationships. Why do you choose certain people? What patterns? Why have you been stuck in those patterns? And like, I absolutely like love doing all that. And it's interesting how women are like, no, I don't need to do any of that. And then when they start getting into the program and doing that work, like, oh my God, aha moments, breakthroughs, things
Yeah.
like all the dots are connecting. And they're like, oh shit. So I love that you really went in there open heart. Like, I really felt it, because I saw like you were sharing the things that you were, realizing about yourself. And I was seeing you change, like
Mm.
you were growing. And I was so proud. I was like, yes, oh my God, this is amazing. And so then you were dating now, totally different. I feel like dating with intention.
Yes.
You weren't kind of blowing with the wind anymore. You weren't like saying, poor me. You were kind of like, wait a second, I am worthy, because that's a huge part of what I'm about. It's worth feeling worthy, and saying, let me put some effort. You made time. I saw you, making time to actually date. I helped her, and this is a big part of what I do with all my clients. It's like really knowing, because people are like, oh my God, it takes hours and hours to chat. I'm like, wrong. I was like, what? You 1 hour, a guy gets 1 hour and then it's bye time. I was like, it's really important to be kind of like a dating ninja. Like, your time is really valuable, So how has your journey been? And where are you now, Helen?
See, sometimes the dating game is a little bit you say the hour, and I totally agree with your hour philosophy, but sometimes it's a bit fuzzy because you talk to somebody, you really like them, but they're busy and you're busy. And it's like, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow, and then something comes up, so you don't talk to them. And before you know it, a week's gone, and you think, right, so do I give this guy another chance? Do I let him because I know he's busy? Or do I just say goodbye? I don't want to turn my back on someone that might potentially be good for me. And I really questioned every conversation I was having, because if it wasn't initially what I wanted, I thought, do I say goodbye now? Am I just doing it too soon? I don't know.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah.
not until you have the right conversation that you get the real clarity. I have to say, of the conversation that I had that led to where I am now is so different to any of the other conversations I've had before. You can't even compare it.
How so? How so? I feel like women are asking that. How is that conversation that you had with your current, the guy that you are crazy about? How
There
was
was
that conversation different from the others?
literally no effort, as in it was so easy to talk to each other. Everything I said he was interested in and listened, and then when we had a conversation next time would ask something about what we'd already talked about, so he was obviously listening, made time for me. There was never an issue. He's busy, he's got 2 kids, he's a single dad, he's busy, but he made time. And because I made time, he made time. It was not even a question. Let's talk tomorrow. It was always talking every day, every morning, every night, without any effort. And I thought that's huge to me. That's he's making time. He's making space for me, and I love
Yes.
that.
I love this so much. And this is so key because a man, you want to find a relationship that you're someone's priority, right? Like you want to meet a guy that he is wanting to, find their partner, right? To share their life with, and he's willing to make time for them. If he can't, and you said something earlier, like, oh, sometimes it becomes a week before I even really get to chat with that person. Like that tells you enough that you're never going to be a priority, right?
Yeah.
And I think that we make a lot of passes, with people kind of like, yeah, but maybe like, yeah, they're so busy, but like, no, it's bye time. And I love that you said it was effortless. The energy, I feel like the way that you feel in a conversation is so important. If it
Mm.
feels effortless, if it feels like you're seen and heard and he's reciprocating, that is so powerful. That is freaking
Yeah.
beautiful. Like, I love that you felt that. You're like, that doesn't compare to any other conversations you've had. And that's how it was when I first met Will, like that.
Yeah. But I have to say, the only reason that I arrived there is because you opened my eyes, because this guy is not somebody new. He was already there. And the amount of times I've been out with you and you'd said to me, have your eyes open, smile, be present, be available, and you're not. And I was like, I am. I really wasn't. and
Oh,
and here's this guy literally in my face talking to me, flirting with me, and I've not even seen the signs because I'm just doing my job as I always do. I've not even noticed. And it's only after talking to you, I thought, hang on, maybe this guy's actually interested. And then bizarrely, he comes up on Bumble and likes me. I'm like, oh, no way. Like, only 2 years of him liking me. And I've only realized because he was on Bumble. That's
I
me being
can't.
completely blind.
I absolutely love this. And this is so important, ladies, because you really don't have to be dating to meet your person. You really can, because I feel like the universe is watching out for you, right? And I know, and I really feel in my heart that everyone has their person out there. Your happily ever afters waiting for you. It's not like, oh my God, I'm so lucky and you're not. It's not like that. I really feel like I feel like Helen, like the universe was delivering. And sometimes we're like, oh, but I have to go to a certain place and there is where I will meet them. It's like, no, you can meet them at your place of work, at the grocery store. Like you have to be, as long as you're present and shining your authentic light, you will attract that person that is meant for you. So I like love that he was under your nose. but this is important. I don't know if you want to share this, but you said at your place of work and on you had a wall up, a limiting
Yeah.
belief. Do you want to
Yeah.
share about that? Because I think a lot of people probably have these, deal breakers in their head that really shouldn't be there. So what do you want to share with that?
Well, it's a professional thing because I am very professional and I'm conscious of doing the right thing. And because I'm a teacher, when you're at school, you focus on your job. I'm focused on the kids and I'm focused on the parents. I don't think about anything else. I think about my work and the kids and the parents. So for me, going out into the playground and potentially looking to see someone to date seems so wrong. Like this is not something you should do. This is unprofessional. So I just never even considered it. I was like, anything to do with work or school, that's a no. And it's
Yeah.
only after I spoke to you, because I can't remember, there was something else that happened. And you said, why do you think that? And I was like, I don't know. But I just have this idea that you shouldn't do certain things, And actually, it was so wrong because I spoke to my director about it in the end. When I realized this guy was there and he was on Bumble, I spoke to my director and I said, listen, is this going to be okay? Like, is this an issue? She's like, of course. It's your personal life. This has nothing to do with work. It's fine. This, as long as you're not directly involved with the parent and the child, it's not an issue. And there's me, going, oh, no way. I would never do something like that.
And this is how we are sometimes really in our own way. And I think like it sounds like this guilt. It's kind of, like that I'm Catholic. I don't know if you are, but like that Catholic guilt. Sometimes like be the good girl, follow the rules. And like,
Yeah.
it's so much pressure and it's exhausting. And
Yeah.
honestly, when you reflect on that, I love that you were open to it. Like, yeah, well, wait, why do I? Like, at least, like, I love that you receive my questions. Because some people are like, fuck off. At least you're like, you valued, we're like, wait a second. Yeah, why? Wait a second. Let me step back. And so
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are now like you're feeling something you haven't felt in a long time or ever. Like honestly, where's your heart at with that? Like, is this something, this feeling that you're having with him?
We are both exactly the same because we've been through very similar journeys. So his journey is very similar to mine, and we think on the same level on everything. Everything we talk about, we agree. And I think it was about a week, and then it was just before Valentine's Day. So we were dating about a week before Valentine's Day. And again, me thinking, oh, it's too soon. You can't do anything for Valentine's, because it's only been a week of dating, so I do nothing. And he makes this video of pictures of me in the video, and then he's written in Spanish, then he's written underneath, I love you. And I was like, oh, it's only been a week. Like, this is crazy. And I thought, I can't possibly love this guy after a week. And then went on holiday for another week. So we had a whole week apart, and he was crazy missing me every day, talking, can't wait for you to get back. And the way that we met each other again after that week, he was so excited to see me. And he came up with this huge Valentine's gift where he bought me a bottle of wine that he knew I liked and cheese because we'd had a conversation about it. I was like, he is adorable. So we are completely in love with each other, totally open about it. We've told everyone that we care about. I'm in love.
Oh my God, I like love this so much. This gives me goosebumps. And I have to say something, and if you're okay with me sharing this, okay? Because we talk, one of my rules, and very important, it's very important. It's about emotional connection and not physical connection. So
Yeah.
like your connection with him, was a physical connection there, or is it all the first step was emotional connection?
Everything was 100% emotional connection because it was first of all finding him on Bumble and then going, oh, okay, that's interesting. Then we went for a coffee. And then during the coffee, we talked about, is this going to work? Is it realistic? If we like each other, how are we going to handle it? Because, it's difficult for both of us. So we talked about how we were going to support each other and not worry about what other people said. And then he said, I really want to take you for dinner. So then we went out for dinner. And again, we talked about everything we like and shared our interests and got to know each other. And he drove me home, and then literally kiss on the cheek. That's it, nothing else. And then I went away for a week. Then he came over to the house, and he's met the boys, and like he came over for a coffee. And again, literally just hug and a kiss. That's it, and that's where we are right now. The most we've ever had is a hug and a kiss.
You guys, hello, live and learn. Seriously, this is so important because yes, this is so important because sometimes I know that I have in the past, and I talk about this a lot, okay, when you leave with the physical. And I feel like I love that you really took that to heart, and you really all about the emotional connection, and the physical you can ease into it slowly. And I love it. And actually it means so much more. And you know that the guy is there for the right reasons, and it's not just to like a fun hookup and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And also because we both have kids, we have to be mindful of that. And the time that we spend together, we are spending with the children. So it's not, we can't actually be physical. So in a way, that's a bonus. You have to connect emotionally.
They're like a cock block. I love it. It's perfect. Helen, I am so happy for you. I can't stand it. You're so deserving and worthy of crazy love. I love where you now tell me this crazy. I always say this. I love where you can be completely real and authentically zenfully you. Do you feel like this kind of relationship is crazy love?
Yes, 100%, definitely. Definitely. I'm 100% me, he's 100% him. We're completely open and honest with each other. I love that.
I'm so beyond happy. I appreciate you coming here and sharing your story. I feel like so many women are going to hear this and be like, hell yes, inspired. And I love you so much. I'm so freaking proud of you.
I'm so happy to I did this journey because honestly, I never, without you calling me out when talking about the red flags, I wouldn't be here for sure.
Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much. And I'm like excited to have you again, and maybe with your guy next time.
I'll have to translate because he doesn't speak any English, but yeah.
That's sure. Right. I love this. The language of love. I could do it in Spanish. We could do it for my Spanish listeners. I have some, so that'd be good.
He's happy to do it. He said he's happy to join. So
he's so sweet. I can't stand it. Okay. Love you so much, Helen. Thank you for being here. And you guys, as you're putting yourself out there, okay, remember Helen's story. Remember what we're all about. Not tolerating bullshit, and do not like settle for anything less than crazy love, because it has to be crazy love or nothing. Bye. Till next time. Thank you, Helen.